You are listening to the Kentucky X-Files Season 3 with your hosts Dennis Mays, Tyler Stewart, and Josh Gibbs. Don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also visit us at www.kyxfiles.com.
Oh, yeah.
And now,
it was like, was that done
onto
for
our
continuity
show.
or what?
Right. I don't know, but there's one that's funny. But yeah, you're definitely the white guy in the jumpsuit. I've got the gold ear thing, so that makes me Crow, and the only one loves Ty, so he's Tom Servo.
Tom Servo,
which is great because Tom Servo's great too.
This hearing happened today.
Ooh, so this is fresh ears.
This is like really fresh.
Now, are you going to give us little shadow guys at the bottom of the screen?
God, I wish I could. I definitely won't have time to do all that.
Yeah.
This is probably going to be like a cut it in half and send it,
Cool. I'm ready to go whenever you are.
Yep.
Welcome back, guys, to your Kentucky X-Files.
Did that come through?
Meant to do that.
The noise gate cut it off. You sound like a cat meowing.
It's good to be back in comfort of home.
Home?
We went down to the Big Foos convention. What was it? It was a conference.
Yeah.
Right? Not a convention. Wonder what the difference is. What's the difference between a Bigfoot convention and a conference? You know what I mean? Is there a difference?
I would assume that a conference would involve conferencing, and a convention would just be everybody together conveniently.
I can live with that.
I'm going to
yep.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna throw in with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm totally pulling this shit right up my ass.
Yeah.
But
well, I'm reaching in there with you.
We're right in there.
All right.
Just deep.
We're right in there.
Just so deep.
We're just waiting. We're just like this. We're underneath.
Cool. Yeah.
Waiting for it. Yeah. No, I love it. Yeah.
Not where I thought that was going to turn, but all right.
So yeah, we're back. If you guys saw the last one, everything you saw on that was literally the product of like very, very real sleep deprivation. And I watched the whole thing because I was making sure we didn't say anything. What's the word? Crass? Too crass,
You mean like before you edit KYXF?
Yeah. There was one thing me and Tyler were sitting on that we wanted to kind of reveal on the show. The fans out there refer to Josh as the older one.
That's hilarious.
I remember that. That was
They
pretty
said,
funny.
"Where's the older one at?" And we're like, "Oh, Josh." Yeah, he's got back pains. He's gonna take his pills.
He's drinking his Metamucil.
There was a couple. We're back now. We're back in our. It's us now. So.
That's hilarious because you're the old one.
I know.
Yeah, he said that we were outside smoking it. He's like, "I'm actually the older one.
I'm actually the old one, I think." But you know what? For the sake of the conference, Josh is the old one.
I mean, that's fair.
Plus, you weren't there to defend yourself on this, so I had a field day with it. I also had fun with people mistaking Tyler for Wayne from Paranormal Odyssey. And I agreed with them. I couldn't help myself. I'm sorry, Wayne. I'm sorry, Tyler. I'm a fucking agent of chaos, dude. You know this about me. Like, I couldn't help it. They're like, "Oh my God," waving at him. I'm like, "That's Wayne. It's Wayne right there. It's Wayne. You should talk to him and get his autograph. It's Wayne." Tyler's like, "Shut the fuck up, dude. They think I'm Wayne."
That's amazing.
And it was funny too when we told Wayne what was going on, like the dawning of it. Watching Wayne like realize, like, oh my god, we do look alike, was fucking priceless. Everything about it was worth the whole thing. The whole trip was worth it for Wayne to realize that on our like right there, and that was awesome. Hanging out with them guys was pretty goddamn fun. I'm gonna have to admit that was a good time.
It was actually good to see finally see Brian. Never met the guy. Talked to him so many times.
Are you like fighting an invisible ninja or something right now?
Yeah, there's a fly, and I don't have a fly swatter, and I'm like,
he's over here, Bruce Lee, and like,
I know. I thought he was attacking us. It's like, ha! I had to like block, you know?
Right. Save me, Denny. I'm too old to save myself.
Don't you pick on Josh? He's a senior.
He's a senior citizen.
He's a senior citizen. God damn it! That shit was great, though. This like truly sweet lady goes, oh my god, I listen to you guys, and I'm like, me and Tyler both said the same thing. We're like, I'm so sorry that that happens to you. I'm sorry that you listen to us. And she's like, what? How did she say it, Tyler? It was so, oh my god, we were dying. She's like, you guys are fucking hilarious, but sometimes y'all lose me.
Go off on your tangents, and you drink too much.
I don't know what she was talking about, though. Honestly, I mean, really feel like that's unfair.
I'm obviously, in my 20s and young and spry. These people aren't paying attention. That's what happens. They're on the. He's
gonna yell at us to get off his lawn. I had so much fun with this, Josh. I'm sorry. It was great. We've been sitting on this too. Like we've been purposefully like, we're not gonna say anything.
Yeah. I knew there had to be something that happened that you were waiting to reveal on the show. I just had this gut feeling. I'm like,
yeah. Oh, it was so funny, dude. She said she liked listening to us, but she's like, do you guys have to drink quite so much? I'm like, well, we don't. I mean, we don't have to, but
it's whatever.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, kind of do. I mean, I don't know. I mean, look at the shit we talk about. I mean, you kind of have to drink.
That, and have you been to Kentucky?
Right. We don't have a whole lot to do here. Except for drink.
I'm fucking too old to ride horses, so
Right. They're out of hip.
Right.
Dude, I could when she said that, I fucking like my soul left my body. My soul literally came out, and I was like looking down at the room, like, did I just die?
Where's the old one?
She goes, where's the older one? And we're like, you mean Josh?
He's old. He's so old.
And like children, we're like, ah. Yeah, it was terrible.
That's good. I like it.
It was funny.
I was thought of. So that's,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
we got it. You got asked about. You were asked about. Your presence was missed. Put it that way. Like there were some disappointed fans. There were some, there was disappointed people.
There was
Bigfoot didn't show up because you didn't come.
Really wanted to see you.
That is that's not what do you call it? Inaccurate. Bigfoot said he wasn't showing up though because Josh wasn't there. So
which him and I were in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Yeah.
Partying.
Are you saying Dave is Bigfoot?
I mean,
there's a whole bunch of these dudes that are like looking for him.
Have you ever seen a clear picture of him?
I've never seen Bigfoot and Dave in the same area at the same time.
It's true.
Coincidence? I think not.
I don't know. On the video at the end, we're all tired and we're like talking to the camera on the way home or whatever. And I said some things about the conference, and today a lot of people were asking me about it. They're like, well, how was your Bigfoot show? And I'm like, well, to meet the fans, to meet you guys out there was fucking awesome. That was so surreal, honestly. But the actual conference itself, I was expecting to see some like absolutely mind-blowing shit. I wanted to see like tables where people had pictures they took and foot casts and you know, evidence and shit like that. And although the wares were fucking cool, it was a lot of merchandise sales. And I was like, well, it's cool, but I was hoping for like more of a, I guess like kind of the UFO conferences kind of deal. You know how like the it seems like the UFO conferences are more about like showing you pictures, videos, things like that. You know, I was hoping for that, but I've heard one lady told me that if I was looking for that, she said the CryptidCon. I guess Lexington's got this CryptidCon thing, and I looked it up today. I don't know if I sent you guys that one or not. I might have. I sent you guys like 4 or 5 of them. And I know Tyler, I know you've brought it up before. Is it the same one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
the
Tyler.
Same one.
That's the Tyler. Why don't you fucking listen to me face?
Well, I know he brought up one. I just don't know. Is it like if the CryptidCon, if that's the only one there is? You know what I mean?
I think it is. I think it's literally the only one.
Okay. So this one lady told me that the CryptidCon is where you find more of that. Like people actually present like, yeah, hey, here's pictures I took. You know, if you want to take a look, tell me what you think, you know, stuff like that. And that's what I want. That's what I want to see. I want to take the camera out and I want to do that, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Then there's a UFO conference coming, and it is expensive as shit.
Yeah, I seen that. I'm like, why? Why is this so expensive?
Was the prices that you were showing? Was that
that's
just
each.
general admission?
Yeah, that's each.
For
per
that
day.
You should get a ride on a UFO for that.
Yeah. And the reason is because it's like, okay, I don't know if you guys heard the big news about the big UFO thing today in Washington or not, but these guys that are coming to talk, I mean, no offense to the other conferences out there, but these motherfuckers are bringing the thunder. Like they're like, okay, check this video out. You know what I mean? Here's this video from a fighter pilot. You know, here's this video that was filmed here. Here's this video here. Look at this. We zoomed in on this one so you could get a better look at the object. You know, evidence. You know what I mean? So from what I understand, they charge quite a bit more. And then the saint of a man, David Paulides, is going to be there to speak. And I guess that probably dragged the number up quite a bit on the ticket. Mm-hmm. If you guys out there want to see us at that, here's what you got to do. We need $189 times 3. Send that over and we'll go and film it and we'll get into some trouble at that conference. And
I mean, where's this conference at?
It's in Covington.
What?
Yeah.
David Paulides is coming to Covington.
Yeah.
Or if you guys could just send us a couple bucks, we'll try to stay outside and then we'll just
catch people on the way out.
We'll just kidnap them.
Like we're gonna
we won't do that. We won't do that.
Okay. So we're gonna edit that out.
Yeah, so we can actually get into something in the future. That would be nice.
Fucking jokes. Calm it down. Calm down, YouTube.
Listen, he's the missing 411. You don't grab the missing 411 guy.
Yeah, he probably
that's the worst guy to grab.
Weird karate move and like knock me on my ass.
He's probably that would be a geo trackers on it too.
That would be great for our show. Like Tyler got his ass kicked by David Paulides.
Yeah, he probably like swallows those little Apple, what are the AirTags before every show?
Try to take me, Tyler.
Right?
Yeah. I bet. Well, you know what would happen if you did anything to David Paulides, Tyler? Like seriously,
what?
You would have David Paulides and you're just hugging him to you, and you're like, "All right, David, I'm sorry, but I'm taking you home to my house, and I'm going to talk to you, and I'm going to film it." And all of a sudden, your phone's going to ring. And Liam Neeson's going to be on the other end. It's going to be like, I don't know where you are, but I have a particular set of skills.
I'm in Covington.
That's fucking. You don't tell him. Jesus.
Oh,
He's got an hour and 30 minutes to find you and kill you. You know what I mean? You gotta.
Liam Neeson. I want to talk to him too.
Yeah.
Would you trade David Paulides for Liam Neeson? I feel like it'd be tough, but I might.
It depends on the time frame.
And Rob Roy. Rob Roy was a great movie.
I would just love him to talk to me, like just tell me his life story in his monotone voice.
Yeah. Over like a glass of scotch with like
some pipes.
One ice cube just rattling around.
Yeah. And I don't feel like I'd have any good questions. It would just be like, you remember when you were in Rob Roy?
You remember when you were in Into the Gray?
It was awesome.
That was awesome.
It was awesome.
Remember when you were in 1,000 Ways to Die in the West?
It was awesome.
You made a Scottish cowboy make sense. Or Irish cowboy, I'm sorry.
Dude, that's a great man. Maybe, I don't know, Tyler. Maybe this plan is a good one. I don't know.
Now, would you trade Liam Neeson for Rob Lowe? Right? So you get celebrity, you get an outsider, but you also get a guy that does cryptid stuff.
Stay golden, pony boy.
Rob Lowe.
I don't know. I would like to hear Liam Neeson's take on all of this.
I feel like he'd be like, it's a bunch of bullshit. You know what I mean?
Skills.
He's just going to be like in a real heavy fisherman sweater and be like,
is it true that these tricks
You're
are
idiots.
in fact only for children?
I won't be bothered if I take these back to my house.
Anywho, you want to send us to? I mean, are you sure you want to send us to this? I mean, think about it. Us at a UFO convention.
If you send us $1,000 each, we'll go to like 5 different places.
Dude, we'll actually release the doves out of the fucking limo like Tyler wants to do.
Well, I mean, if we got $1,000 each, we could take a couple days off work and we could go like Mothman Festival. We could do the one in Covington with David Paulides. If they want to send us like 10 grand each, we could go look for Nessie.
I'm down for Nessie.
Tyler,
doves.
That's all he cares about. Is he just wants to release doves from the thing when we get out. That's it. We talked about this too. Like I thought, or like when he said it for the first time, I thought he said that he wanted the Patreons to send doves. I misheard him. So I'm like, really? You want him to actually send the bird? And we have to save them all, and then you got to feed them, house them.
I mean, if they're gonna send doves, they should send the chocolate or the soap.
Freaking.
One's delicious, one's useful.
We could, so we don't lose them. We can put leashes on them, and we just tie them to our belts.
The doves?
Yeah.
Just walking around these tired birds trying to stay afloat above us. They have to land every now and then.
They could. We'll just. We'll get a backpack and put like a little rail that sticks out. And they can perch.
All I see is just dove shit everywhere.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Tyler, you're gonna be covered in shit.
Well, if you guys out there aren't convinced yet to send us, how much are we going for here? I was just saying 189 each, so we could go to the UFO.
I'm just saying he's already up into 10 grand. Let's do it. Let's go for broke.
Yeah,
50.
he's got us like going to fucking Scotland and shit. But I'm down. I mean,
if we get 50 grand, we could do Scotland. We could go see Champy. We could go. We
could go to Australia and see the Yippee Yowie. The Yowie. Is it?
Yeah.
What is it? The Yowie?
We could go up to fucking Todd Standings and have a Sasquatch encounter with him out in the woods.
Oh, I don't think he'd want.
No, it's just experience.
Yeah, I don't think he can say encounter because that implies.
Okay.
False advertisement.
Yeah, it's all about the wordplay there on that one.
Yeah,
isn't
it? It's the experience. It's just like when you're a musician and you're gigging out. You're doing it for experience and exposure.
Brian hasn't said anything. He never made a comment about this. But he's going up there to do that. And I'm like, man, I don't want to make assumptions here, but I feel like I know why Brian's going. Because I seriously think that he's thinking something real similar to us about this. He's like, okay, yeah, let's go have an experience. You know what I mean? But I don't want to put words into his mouth. I don't know. Maybe he's going up there for a profound thing. I don't know, but I feel like he's gonna have his what do you call it? His thinking cap on. His police force cap. I don't know. I don't got a better word for it. $189 each, and you could send this to the UFO convention. It's like $250 each to get us in the room with David Paulides.
Oh, that sounds a lot better than $50,000.
I'm just saying that you're saving all kinds of money.
Bargains.
I'm actually saving a money right now.
And I mean, worst case scenario, if only one person sends $100 and something, then we'll just get beer.
We need to calm down our drinking. Well, to be perfectly honest, we don't like.
Cheers to that, buddy.
It just has been. Well, I feel like tonight's a rare night because
So
normally,
okay, go ahead, because I've got something I just thought of. It had just popped in my head out of nowhere. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, Tyler.
Oh no. I was just saying, like, this is a rare night because we're recording the night of Thursday, so we normally have our episodes already done, and we do it early on Sunday mornings, and so
I was a fucking corpse on Sunday morning. There was no way I could do it.
There was no way. I don't even think I woke up that day. I don't even think I'm woke up now. Is it
some
like
jet lag?
This,
for sure.
Is this
So
real life?
What I was going to say was, so when I made the comment in our private chat today, when you were sending all of those links to all of those different shows, and I made the comment of Antique Roadshow with special guest, a millennial. Yeah. I had no idea that how accurate it was, considering what you said earlier.
That'd be great, man. If we go to the UFO thing and we meet any fans, you could give them a shiny nickel.
I'm going to keep a pack of Werthers on me.
Tyler will mix up some fucking some Metamucil every now and again and hand it to you. Here, Josh, drink this.
Who's pushing my wheelchair?
Did we forget? Did we forget his wheelchair again? We get you like a little rascal.
Come on, Grandpa.
So, you guys want to check out? I know this is extremely long, okay, but I didn't watch the whole thing because I'm like, dude, I want to watch this with the dudes.
Yeah, let's do this.
I got the stream of the congressional hearing that happened today. It actually happened this morning. At the same time they were hearing the thing about Hunter Biden, which is weird. But
interesting.
You guys want to check out some of this? Like I said, I know it's long, but I thought that we could commentate. We could pause if you know what I mean, if something's interesting or whatever.
Just to let you, I'm down, but we gotta make sure that we, wherever the source is, we gotta say, or we'll get our honey spanked by YouTube.
Okay, this is from the Associated Press, and this is also on YouTube. Incidentally enough, YouTube is the same ones that demonetize us on a regular basis. You should be familiar with them by now. All right, here we go. Check us out. Let's see what they have to say.
Come to order. Welcome, everyone. Without objection, the chair may declare a recess at any time. Additionally, without objection, the following members are waived onto the subcommittee for the purpose of participating in today's hearing: Mr. Burchett of Tennessee, Ms. Luna of Florida, Mr. Getz of Florida, Mr. Burleson of Missouri, Mrs. Ocasio-Cortez of New York, and Mr. Ogles of Tennessee. Without objection, so ordered. For today's subcommittee hearing, both the chair and ranking member will have 10 minutes for opening remarks, We may both be giving some of those minutes to other members of our party. I'm now going to recognize myself for 10 minutes. I'm actually going to try to
shameless
here
plug.
about 4, and then we'll give it to some of my friends over here. Good morning and welcome to the most exciting subcommittee in Congress this week, the Subcommittee on National Security, the Border and Foreign Affairs, for discussion of unidentified anomalous phenomenon.
Did that guy rub a balloon on his head before he got up there?
Personnel, such as the witnesses on the panel today, for sharing their stories on how they've engaged.
He didn't really sell it when he said this was like super exciting.
Curiosity and speculation from all walks of life.
If he would have been like,
generated interest in studying what UAPs
I am
are
about to shit
and what threats they may pose. I will say that when I was younger in school, I read a book, a 1966 book called Flying Saucers, Serious Business. And for a while, when I was a little bit younger, I thought it was the most important issue out there. The lack of a transparency regarding UAPs, which was one of the themes of that book.
Lost his place. Buffering.
In any event, it's led to interest in studying what UAPs are and what threats they pose. The lack of transparency regarding UAPs has fueled wild speculation and debate for decades, eroding public trust in the very institutions that are meant to serve and protect them, as is evidenced by the large number of people we have here.
What do you think's in the pump over there to the right?
1966, President Gerald Ford claimed to have seen a UFO, and in 1969,
I want to say maple syrup.
Jimmy Carter claimed to have seen
because you can't see it because of the thing, the wood barrier, but they're all having pancakes.
That
makes sense.
The National Defense Authorization Act of 2022 established the.
You can't see the guy to the left there a little bit. He's actually he's cutting up his pancakes.
He looks like a waffle guy to me.
Think so?
Other federal agencies to detect, identify, and investigate UAPs. However, AARO's budget remains classified, prohibiting mean.
Okay, I have to pause for a second. Do you guys notice how much these guys love their intros?
Yeah.
Like they find like 17 different ways to say the same shit. Does somebody like come up and tell them like, hey, you've got 15 minutes to fill. Can you intro that long? And he's like, oh fuck yeah, dude, I can intro all fucking day.
Yeah. I got this like skin rash that I can talk about for 15 minutes.
Let's see what this dude has to say. Because this guy, he's introing. I feel like he's.
I really wish they would like pass like baton or something. Like I got the talking stick.
Thank y'all for being here.
Oh, that'd be great if they could tackle each
I
other.
want to thank everybody for making this.
That would be
happen
awesome.
today.
Like
I
you
wanna
throw
remind
it.
everybody this is a non-partisan issue. This is
how bad is it
party politics. I think
they don't have chairs for the fucking press.
The cover-up goes a lot deeper than that.
Like you sit on the
I think it's the eye level.
They're sitting on the floor like
Luna,
elementary school kids.
Beside me here.
No, they had like they can't. They're not allowed to stand up because they would block the vision of both like people that are talking.
That dude behind him has humongous pupils.
Here, but Matt Gates,
yeah, he is trying not to shit his suit right now.
That's a fucking alien right there, dude.
The one that's
got an incredible
has like the shitty beard, or the one that literally looks like he's about to fart.
That dude, you see him?
Oh, okay, yeah. The other guy looks like he's about to fart.
Witnesses, but
the other guy's great.
Provided some statements on this subject, and I seek unanimous consent to enter those statements into the record, Mr. Chairman.
Without objection.
Also, would like to enter in. I understand now that this is unclassified and it's public record, but as we all know, that's sometimes difficult for the public to get a hold of. A report, Defense Intelligence reference documents, advanced space propulsion based on vacuum, space-time metric engineering, some light reading for some of our members.
Without objection.
Thank you. Mr. Knapp wrote, since 1969, the position of our military has been that UFOs pose no threat to national security and are not worthy of further study. I'd say that's the biggest understatement of the decade. He also goes on to talk about the dismissive attitude.
I mean, just pausing real quick here for a second. This is happening in our time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Okay. I'm not trying to make light of it. I know we make some jokes while we watch it, but if you think about it for a second, this isn't just a bunch of assholes hanging out, talking about UFO stuff and whatever. Like these are all fucking government leaders getting together like, okay, here, let's put our cards on the table here. Let's see what we actually have. And I'm like, the fact that this is happening in our time just blows my mind. Like, I don't know why. I just think it's nuts. All right, let's keep you guys want to like kind of skip through a little bit, just see what some of these guys have to say or what?
Yeah, because most of it's just introducing themselves.
Yeah. See,
right,
okay,
we
once we get to this, it's the actual test, like, you know.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. We got a commercial.
Well, you're going to edit this out, because if not, we're going to be getting somebody else's commercial.
All right. Let me fix that.
Yeah, the first 20 minutes of that was absolutely them talking about it.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
The button on the microphone in front of you so that it's on and the members can hear you. When you begin to speak, the light in front of you will turn green. After 4 minutes, it'll turn yellow, and the red light, when that comes on, it tells you your 5 minutes have expired. I'll now recognize Mr. Graves.
And you got to do the quarter mile as fast as you can, consistently.
Thank you. Chairman Grothman, Ranking Member Garcia, distinguished members of the House Oversight Subcommittee on National Security, Representatives Burchett and Luna. My name is Ryan Fobbs Graves, and I'm a former F-18 pilot with a decade of service in the U.S. Navy, including 2 deployments in Operation Enduring Freedom and Operation Inherent Resolve. I have experienced advanced UAP firsthand, and I'm here to voice the concerns of more than 30 commercial aircrew and military veterans who have confided their similar encounters with me. Today, I would like to highlight 3 critical issues that demand our action. As we convene here, UAP are in our airspace, but they are grossly underreported. These sightings are not rare or isolated, they are routine. Military aircrew and commercial pilots, trained observers whose lives depend on accurate identification, are frequently witnessing these phenomena. The stigma attached to UAP is real and powerful and challenges national security. It silences commercial pilots who fear professional repercussions, discourages witnesses. It is only compounded by recent government claims questioning the credibility of eyewitness testimony. Parts of our government are aware of more about UAP than they let on, but excessive classification practices keep crucial information hidden. Since 2021, all UAP videos are classified as secret or above. This level of secrecy not only impedes our understanding, but fuels speculation and mistrust. In 2014, I was an F-18 Foxtrot pilot in the Navy Fighter Attack Squadron 11, the Red Rippers, and I was stationed at NAS Oceana in Virginia Beach. After upgrades were made to our jet's radar systems, we began detecting unknown objects operating in our airspace. At first, we assumed they were radar errors, but soon we began to correlate the radar tracks with multiple onboard sensors, including infrared systems, eventually through visual ID. During a training mission in Warning Area Whiskey 72, 10 miles off the coast of Virginia Beach, 2 F-18 Super Hornets were split by a UAP. The object, described as a dark gray or a black cube inside of a clear sphere, came within 50 feet of the lead aircraft and was estimated to be 5 to 15 feet in diameter. The mission commander terminated the flight immediately and returned to base. Our squadron submitted a safety report, but there was no official acknowledgement of the incident and no further mechanism to report the sightings. Soon, these encounters became so frequent that aircrew would discuss the risk of UAP as part of their regular pre-flight briefs. Recognizing the need for action and answers, I founded Americans for Safe Aerospace. The organization has since become a haven for UAP witnesses who were previously unspoken due to the absence of a safe intake process. More than 30 witnesses have come forward, and almost 5,000 Americans have joined us in the fight for transparency at safeaerospace.org. The majority of witnesses are commercial pilots at major airlines. Often, they are veterans with decades of flying experience. Pilots are reporting UAP at altitudes that appear above them at 40,000 feet, potentially in low Earth orbit or in the gray zone below the Kármán line, making inexplainable maneuvers like right-hand turns and retrograde orbits or J-hooks. Sometimes these reports are reoccurring, with numerous recent sightings north of Hawaii and in the North Atlantic. Other veterans are also coming forward to us regarding UAP encounters in our airspace and oceans. The most compelling involve observations of UAP by multiple witnesses and sensor systems. I believe these accounts are only scratching the surface, and more will share their experiences once it is safe to do so. In closing, I recognize the skepticism surrounding this topic. If everyone could see the sensor and video data I witnessed, our national conversation would change. I urge us to put aside stigma and address the security and safety issue this topic represents. If UAP are foreign drones, it is an urgent national security problem. If it is something else, it is an issue for science. In either case, unidentified objects are concerned for flight safety. The American people deserve to know what is happening in our skies. It is long overdue. Thank you.
I had a weird thing. Okay, I'm gonna throw a conspiracy out here.
Yeah.
And I feel like people's probably said this.
Okay.
What's the best? Like, I've always heard that. Like, you've always heard this term. The best way to hide is in plain sight. So, do you feel like all these whistleblowers that are popping up and start like push the agenda of UAPs or UFOs, aliens, because of how much like fuel it's got? Do you feel like these are government plants that they are going in front, like Congress, like what, like this whole thing is real, 100% real? Like they actually go in front of our actual Congress and talk about these things, but other parts of our government are pulling the strings of these people to kind of push.
What do you think? It's like a deflect or something?
Yeah,
Like,
to deflect,
or
like
distract?
because kind of like in a way both, to show that there's people out there that know more information, because I feel like that's the best way. Let's give a little bit by a little bit, and then we'll stop. Because, be perfectly honest, like, come on, I'm in a show that talks about weird shit, and I haven't really heard really much of this until today.
Right.
Like, so what, like, I feel like you get your fill, because the most of the American people, most of your Joe Schmo, just average person, doesn't care. Like, I have to go to fucking work tomorrow. And most people feel that way, but they have this in the back of their mind. So granted, if the government does have like alien spacecrafts and or have aliens, like corpses or living aliens, I 100% believe that they would never disclose that information. There's no fucking way.
That's actually that what you just said is a big part of this today. I was driving home, and on the radio they played a clip of them talking about captured biologics.
But that's but I feel like that's another thing too. It's like they'll give you somewhat of bits and pieces, but no one ever is going to believe you. It's kind of like the whole Bigfoot thing. It's like, even if the government knew or people have seen something, there's so much shit that's on the internet that will make you not believe it. So you just pass it off. You always sit there and wonder, is it true? Is it fake? And that's why every time you get a call, like, is this a scammer or what? Like, you can't just go out and just listen to somebody and say, this is the truth. Somebody's always trying to pull the wool over your eyes. It doesn't matter if it's a friend, a coworker, a fucking boss, the guy at the fucking 7-Eleven, which fuck him. He was a dick today.
I feel like
but that's
there's
beside
more,
the point. I digress.
Like more beneath the surface here that may have happened. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I personally think that, I know I've said this before, I'm kind of maintaining this, is people give the government a lot of credit, and I definitely think that they hide shit when it directly involves their pocket money. If it involves their walking around money, they're folding money.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, no, let's not talk about that.
Or you kind of could say it like this, like some of their folding money, like your folding monies came unstowed back here, and like that's the whistleblowers. Just go stuff it back in there.
But like you think, like, if UFOs get like definitively proven today, I doubt that some oil tycoon is sitting there like, fuck, He's probably like, okay. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, what does he care? Like, he's not going to give a shit. There's pharmaceutical companies are going to be like, oh my God, UFOs today. Proven? Oh, this is going to be bad. This is going to be so bad. No, if
I feel
anything,
like-
you're going to sell more drugs.
Yeah, I was just about to say it. Oh, I wonder what new diseases that they'll have.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
if they get out.
God,
Like
this is going to be
we can
great.
fucking sell so many drugs to keep aliens away.
Yeah.
Like
So
Don't
I'm like,
use the V word. Don't use. Nobody's ever going to hear this episode if you use the V word, so please don't.
Volkswagen,
No,
Voltron.
Voltron,
Voltron.
you can use.
Voltron. Ah,
Does it have to do with something?
fast.
It's like a cylinder with a very tiny point
Yes,
that is like, hey, yeah. Okay.
that's
Darth Vader.
Darth Vader. Shit.
God.
We're demonetized.
You can't bring up Darth Vader.
Yeah.
No, doesn't Disney own them now? So we got to be really careful.
Oh God, yeah. Disney snipers will be all over us.
Yeah,
Well, let's see what the next one says.
yeah.
Here we go.
Oh fuck, he's back.
Thank you.
I love-
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Oh, okay.
Congressman,
Throw it up
Congresswoman.
there.
I want to first thank you for the invitation to speak to the committee on the UAP topic that's been in the news for the past 6 years and seems to be continuing to gain momentum.
What does CDR stand for?
As you know, my name is David Fravor. I'm a retired commander in the United States Navy. In
Commander.
2004, I was a commanding officer of Strike Fighter Squadron 41, the world famous
This
Black
is-
Aces.
This
Their
is
testing
the
carrier
Nimitz.
on board the USS Nimitz and had begun a 2-month workup cycle off the coast
Cool.
of California.
He's the one that was in the firefighter, the
Understand
chase down.
2B2 air-to-air training with the USS Princeton as our control.
I thought they said that was a
When we launched
goose.
off
Or
Nimitz, my wingman was joining
a-
up. We were told
No,
that the training
this is the
was
spiraling
suspended
tic tac
and
that
we
goes
were
into the
going
ocean.
to proceed
Oh,
with
yeah,
onboard
yeah, yeah.
tasking.
Yeah, this is the USS Nimitz fighter
As we
pilot.
proceeded to the west, the air controller was counting down the range to an object that we were going to, and we were unaware of what we were going to see when we arrived. The controller told us that these objects had been observed for over 2 weeks, coming down from over 80,000 feet, rapidly descending to 20,000 feet, hanging out for hours, and then going straight back up. For those who don't realize, above 80,000 feet is space. We arrived at the location at
I
approximately
didn't realize
20,000
that.
feet, and the controller called merge plot, which means that our radar blip was now
Noob.
the same resolution cell as the contact.
Sorry.
As we looked around, we noticed that we saw some whitewater off our right side. It's important to note that the weather on this day was as close to perfect as you could ask for off the coast of San Diego. Clear skies, light winds, calm seas, no white caps from waves. So the whitewater stood out in a large blue ocean. All 4 of us, because we were in F-18Fs, so we had pilots and Wizzo in the back seat, looked down a small, saw a white tic-tac object with a longitudinal axis pointing north-south and moving very abruptly over the water like a ping pong ball. There were no rotors, no rotor wash, or any sign of visible control surfaces like wings. As we started clockwise towards the object, my Wizzo and I decided to go down and take a closer look with the other aircraft staying in high cover to observe both us and the tic-tac. We proceeded around the circle about 90 degrees from the start of our descent, and the object suddenly shifted its longitudinal axis, aligned it with my aircraft, and began to climb. We continued down another 270 degrees, nose low, where the tic-tac, or we considered 270 degrees to where, and we went nose low to where the tic-tac would have been. Our altitude at this point was about 15,000 feet, and the tic-tac was about 12,000. As we pulled nose onto the object, within about a half mile of it, it rapidly accelerated in front of us and disappeared. Our wingman, roughly 8,000 feet above us, lost contact also. We immediately turned back to see where the whitewater was at, and it was gone also. So as we started to turn back towards the east, the controller came up and said, "Sir, you're not going to believe this, but that thing is at your cap point, roughly 60 miles away in less than a minute. You can calculate the speed." We returned to Nimitz. We were taking off our gear. We were talking to one of my crews that was getting ready to launch. We mentioned it to them, and they went out and luckily got the video that you see, that 90-second video. What you don't see is the radar tape that was never released, and we don't know where it's at, of the active jamming that the object put on an APG-73 radar, and I can get into modes later if you're interested. What is shocking to us is that the incident was never investigated. None of my crew were ever questioned. Tapes were never taken, and after a couple days, it turned into a great story with friends. It wasn't until 2009 T.J. Stratton had contacted me to investigate. Unbeknownst to all, he was part of the ATIP program in the Pentagon led by Lou Elizondo. And there was an unofficial official report that came out that's now on the internet. Years later, I was contacted by the other pilot, Alex Dietrich, and asked if I'd been contacted, and I said no, but I'm willing to talk. I was contacted by Mr. Elizondo, and we talked for a short period of time, and he said we'd be in contact. A few weeks after that, I was made aware that Lou had left the Pentagon in protest and joined forces with Tom DeLonge, Chris Mellon, Steve Justice, and others to form Two Stars Academy, an organization that pressed the issue with leading industry experts and U.S. government officials. They worked with Leslie Keene, who is present today, Ralph Blumenthal, and Helene Cooper to publish the articles in the New York Times 2017 New York Times, and it removed the stigma on the topic of UFOs, which is why we're here today. Those articles open the door for the government and public that cannot be closed. It has led to an interest from our elected officials who are not focused on little green men, but figuring out where these craft are, where they're from, the technology they possess, how do they operate. It also led to the Whistleblower Protection Act and the NDAA. There are multiple witnesses coming forward to say that have firsthand knowledge, and Mr. Grush just covered that. What concerns me is that there's no oversight from our elected officials on anything associated with our government processing or working on craft. Believe it, not from this world. This issue is not a full public disclosure that could undermine national security, but it is about ensuring that our system of checks and balances works across all work done in the government using taxpayer funds. Relative to government programs, even unacknowledged WAVE programs have some level of oversight by the appropriate committee members in the House and Senate. And this work that is said to be occurring from whistleblower testimonies should not be exempt. In closing, I would like to say that the Tic Tac object we engaged in 2004 was far superior to anything that we had on time, have today, or are looking to develop in the next 10 years. If we in fact have programs that possess this technology, it needs to have oversight from those people that the citizens of this great country elected in office to represent what is best for the United States and best for the citizens. I thank you for your time. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I know it's very difficult.
Yeah, when he like said thank you very much, I just felt like he didn't mean it that much.
Right.
Thank you very much. Just fuck off.
But the one thing is that what I was confused about is, okay, you assume that if you saw something like that that's unexplained, wouldn't you think that they would
You're not supposed to assume things right now.
Yeah, my bad.
In today's climate.
It's very hot out.
It is. It's hot as fuck.
But you would think that they would like, hey, you say nothing, not a thing. You shut your mouth. You shut your mouth, soldier.
Okay, if he said it like that to me, I'd be like,
he did for years.
Okay.
So I've seen the interview with Fravor and the other pilot that was with him.
Yeah.
I think there was actually 4 planes.
Well, I thought they first started it, the whole thing. The radar guy was the one that kind of blew the whistle on the Nimitz video.
So I believe that's part of it, but they were in a training seminar or a training mission, right? And the cat point was where they were supposed to end up. It was pre-programmed into the training mission. The cat point is 60 miles away. That it goes from the Nimitz to the cat point and back, right?
Okay.
So they're in the middle of the training. They take off and then immediately are scrambled to this Tic Tac location to figure out what the heck's going on. And that's why it's so insane that it was at the cat point, because this Tic Tac not only knew that it was close to the Nimitz to begin with, but went to the designated area that the training was supposed to end in before it returned back to the Nimitz. They went to the exact location of where the training was supposed to be held.
Well, and he did say that, like, he didn't get into that, but he did mention that there was some interference that it was causing.
Yeah,
jamming. Jamming to their their
radar.
I guess radar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his story was corroborated by another person that was flying that day. And I believe the first interview I saw, she was actually in shadows talking about it because she didn't want to be known. And this is years after this happened. They were kept in silence, for quite some time about this. And then finally they did another interview where it's him and her, and they're talking about it. And they even talk about how they were told to keep quiet and things like that. And how everybody was making fun of them, little green men on their desks or whatever, that kind of stuff, like hazing.
I've always wanted, like,
I remember hearing about that. Yeah, they kept finding like paper plates made into saucers.
That was the night of the Great Lakes UFO.
Oh God, people are fucking dicks.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I'm going to borrow one out of Tyler's book for a second and propose to you guys an alternate
Don't read that
conspiracy
book.
theory.
Don't read my book.
What if, some third party knew a way to hack the planes and make them think they're seeing this?
But I thought they actually saw it outside
Yeah.
the cockpit.
Well,
They
that,
physically. That's
okay.
how when he
Because
was.
they got
yeah.
like they said they were only about 1,000, like what was it, 3,000 feet away from each other at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I thought
at
they
one point.
actually came up to it.
So
And they said that they didn't see anything coming off of it, like no like
the
thrusters or anything, nothing really tangible to say that it was a aircraft of something that we made.
What he didn't talk about in that little clip that he talks about in the other interviews is that when they go out to intercept, and he's flying way up here, and the Tic Tac's way down here. It's hanging out at the water level. When they start to make their turn, they got to do a spiral down. It's a wide 90-degree spiral coming down. As soon as he initiated the downward spiral, the Tic Tac started spiraling back up to him. Like it reacted to him and it was coming to him. And when they were within 3,000 feet of each other, that's when it shot off to where he was supposed to go anyways, which is, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Like, how would it know?
Right.
But
I swear that fucking simulation theory is just looking worse and worse by the day. You know what I mean? It's amazing how many top scientists are like literally like, well,
starting to see some weird shit.
Yeah, when you talk about the whole simulation theory, they're like, well, it's not looking great. Let's put it that way. It's not looking great. Yeah.
I'm just I want to ask you guys and potentially the listeners, like,
that's you guys. 189 each.
Yep. What do you feel like
to answer his question?
What?
That's what I'm saying. $189 each to answer your question.
Yeah, to answer your question.
Subliminal.
No, like what's the end goal? Like, what's the point? If this was true that they're hiding this from us, do you guys just want to know? Or is this like going to change your life drastically if this is true? Like there are visitors from other worlds on this planet. Like, will this change your, like, literally in your soul, you feel, will this change everything? You won't even look at anything the same anymore.
That's the wrong one. I'm really not good at this. Okay, I'm stopping. I'm sorry.
What are you trying to do?
I thought I made one.
I don't see it. Like the last one is the insider trading one.
Yeah, I'm sorry. What's the end game you said?
Yeah, what's the end game for you guys? Like, especially you and the listeners. Like, what do you guys like? What's the end game for yourself? Like, is this going to change everything for you, or you're literally just going to go back to your day-to-day shit? Or you're going to make changes because of it?
Personally, I'm with the first speaker. Okay, he said it's either a foreign country doing it, which is a national security problem, or it's some other entity doing it, which is a science problem. I'm for that. I'm like, either one of those, we need to know.
Yeah,
in my opinion, we need to know. And
either way, it's information that we should have.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like, do you feel that we need to know that? Do we really need to know that?
Yes.
I feel like it's a good idea too. Yeah. Because
I meant the American people. Like, why? Like,
yeah,
what?
I'm American. I'm an American citizen. I feel that, yes, we do need to know that.
Mm-hmm.
It's because the more aware you are, forewarned is forearmed. Right? Is that the right way to say it? Do I say it right? I don't fucking know. But literally, it's like, why wouldn't you want to know that?
Yeah, I get that part.
You know?
But the what I'm getting at is like, what can I do no matter what, like the outcome of this, even if it is a foreign, it's a foreign country that's screwing with us, or they're trying to infiltrate, just kind of like in a way that they think that we just a bunch of
because
stupid Americans that they could just do it this way. They're like, oh, they'll just think it's a UFO.
okay, so if say it was a foreign country, and they figured out a way to fuck with our pilots, state of the art birds up there, right?
Yeah,
like top of the line technology being used, and they're just fucking with them. Do you really think they're not going to fuck with you? That's hard to do. We're easy. The next thing you do is you go to get in your car and you go to stop to get gas and your bank account's been drained.
Yeah, I totally get that, but the I feel like the hard look at this is, no matter if that's true, I feel like it's screwed either way, because like this, like the government has, like, we spend so much money on military and advancement of everything military. If they're screwing with them, my fucking $1,000 computer and like barely like the weapons I have, it's not going to protect me in any way.
I understand what you're saying.
I get where you're coming from. It's like this. At least I'm aware of it.
Yeah.
I'm aware of the threat that's
you should be aware of threats.
It's lurking around that. At least keeps me on my toes. But like, and especially like, but what scares me the most about the whole thing is, if it is aliens, and like what do I do? Like, if they're not willing to come out and actually try to communicate with us in any ways, they could there's no way of defending against that. Like, they're like, what can we do? What can I do?
I think
that scares me the most.
Idea is to get the government, get the ball rolling on figuring out better ways to study and analyze. You know, we're like, there's a big argument now where it's like, well, if they're here studying and they're looking at us and all this, why aren't they communicating? They might not be able to communicate with us. We use gestures and language and noise that makes sense to us. They might not be able to. They might actually speak using their mind, which is something that we are not able to do. Our brain wasn't developed that way because in an evolutionary way, there's no benefit for it for us.
You know,
we don't even use pheromones to communicate. They could use pheromones.
I mean,
there might be a lot of different barriers.
Look at the way that animals communicate on Earth to each other, and there's no way that we can. I mean, yeah, certain animals we can, train dogs, and things like that. But if you're out anywhere, you're not going to be able to, you're not going to walk through the woods and make a noise and let all the other deer know they need to look out because there's a bear over there.
Yeah,
they're not going to react to your noise in an educated way.
There's
based
barriers.
on what you've, right. It could very well be the exact same thing.
Yeah. Also, too, is these could be drones. They could be drones from a long ass way away. So they might not even be in there to communicate with us. The fact is that we need to know if this is one of us or it's not. If it's not one of us, then we need to try to understand, like, okay, hey, look, they don't move like us. They don't do this like us. They're using this for propulsion. We need better sensors. We need better things to understand how they're maneuvering. We need to start developing these technologies. If you get definitive proof that these are not from here, I promise you every scientist in the world is going to be interested all of a sudden.
Like, I feel like in a more of a curiosity mindset. I want to know. I want to believe. Like, I want to know what's out there, if it is out there, even if it is drones from somewhere far, far away. It's not of human origin. I would like to know. It
No.
would be fascinating to me. But still, I don't understand why they would want to tell us. Why would they want to, the government would want to say anything? Because no matter what, a lot of this would change in people's eyes. And then next you know, the whole kind of
So
spend money, work more, spend more money, work, spend money. It could tip the scales in a certain way. A lot of this way of this economy would topple in on itself because people are wondering what is next. Just because, yeah, I can understand that we've been seeing these things. People have been seeing these things for years, for decades. If they were like going to harm us, they probably would have done it by now. And or there could have been multiple types of civilizations that are visiting us, like, because we're really primitive in in every like aspect of the way. So what I'm kind of like saying is that it's like like, what are we going to do? And I feel like that's the reason why I don't think they'll ever give us full information about the whole thing, even
Well,
though that I really do want to know.
giving them the benefit of the doubt, it seems like they're trying to get the public behind this
Hmm.
because a lot of this shit doesn't really take off without the public backing it.
Well, and that scares me the most too. Is like how I was going back to my conspiracy theory. If these are plants, then this gives us the government trying to win us over in a way to give them either more support, more money to just basically do what they want with it. And
I
that's
don't
what,
think
and
I don't think the government looks to us for support for that. They don't give a shit what we think, what they spend money
well,
on.
no matter what, it's like it get like, well, that's the thing. Like, what I hate the most is that everybody keeps talking about, like giving like defund the police, this, that, and the other thing, or we don't need the Second Amendment. I'm not saying, I'm not trying to give my life to to somebody I don't know. I get it. I love this country for what it is. I love the people that are in it, but I feel like giving so much power to a certain group tends to end badly. Like, it always ends badly for everybody that's like literally breaks their back day in and day out to provide for their families. And that's what scares me the most, is that's why I never can take anything that is said online at face value. It scares me the most because I can't trust anybody out there with these words. And I don't want to like freak anybody out, but this is how I see the world, because it's how the world is to me.
Okay.
So, sorry.
No, I mean, I get it. I'm kind of, I got a little lost in the translation there is all. I'm like, where are we at with that? Like, what, if that directly like affects what we're talking about here, like, what's the fear that it's just like a ruse or something? Like, it's just trying to get everybody to what?
Yeah, to kind of submit to everything, like to kind of like destroy the way we kind of keep things in balance, and for the most part, because for a fact, if we gave away half of our rights and stuff and say like, okay, government, you take care of us, I feel like it will fall down on us.
So, I
And
mean, is that what you're saying? Like, that they're like, okay, it's aliens, so we're gonna need you to turn in your guns?
well, yeah, like to basically, like, I wouldn't say that you just turn, like you do it, just turn in
Well,
your
I'm like, you
gun.
know what I mean? I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to see point A to point B here. Like, how do they use it to control the public? Because that's like that's the whole step where I'm getting lost. Is like you release information about UFOs, you come out and you say, "Hey, we don't fucking know. We're trying to figure it out." You release that out. How do you get from that to population like control? That's where I'm lost. Like, how does that happen?
I guess I don't know. I guess I just.
You know what I mean, though? Like,
See,
Yeah, you're right. I'll leave it at that.
I think
I feel like I'm just digging myself a hole here. So.
I think Tyler's onto something,
yeah,
but I think it's the opposite of what he's thinking, if that makes sense.
what do you mean?
So, okay, if say for an example, like right now we're teetering on the edge of like a World War III thing going on, right?
Okay.
So, what if some of these other countries beat us to the punch and release information, definitive information, as a matter of fact information regarding this subject? That is immediately going to put so much distrust in the American people to its government. Because there's a lot of people that just blindly trust the government. You know, there's people like us that are like, well, they can fuck up a gas can. Why would I believe anything they say? But there's a lot of people that are just like, you know, they know what they're doing the right thing or whatever, you know. So what if this is a beating it to the punch situation? So it is a matter of control, but not in the sense that they're going to use the information itself to control us. It's the release of the information to control us.
Okay.
Well, is that somewhere you're going with that?
Somewhat.
Where does that put the actual information? Is it just false?
I mean, honestly, at this point, it could go either way.
It's kind of propaganda, I guess I would say.
With my theory, what I was taking from it, the way I was seeing it is, it doesn't matter what the information is if it is true and it hasn't been told to us that it's true, and say the Russian government releases information, evidence, and proof that this is true, and then releases the fact that our government also knew it was true. You know what I mean? Then it's like you have this serious distrust. It could be about anything. You could have it about the JFK assassination. If some other country tells us, hey, your guys' own country knew about this shit.
Okay.
They've been lying to you the entire time.
That's kind of where I was getting lost, is like, how do you go from this to civil distrust?
Right.
And that makes sense to me. Like, okay, you release it, you beat somebody else to the punch, and then it makes their people have civil distrust.
Right. It's kind of like the old sitcom thing. All right. You know, like, so this has happened. It's a sitcom trope, you know, so you've got X group of people here, and this person and this person are dating, right?
Yeah.
Then you got this person who messes around on this person with this person. Well, this person knows about it and is trying to beat this person back to the group. Whoever tells it first is going to look like the honest person.
Okay. So
you know
then
what I mean?
it causes
distrust. You know, so if you know, Julie and I can't think of a guy's name that isn't on the show. Todd. All right. So Julie and Todd are dating. Todd steps out on Julie and is with Catherine. Catherine's friend Paul knows about this, but also knows Julie. If Todd is the second person, if Todd is the second person to tell Julie,
yeah, God, I fucking hate that Todd too.
There's no reason to trust Todd ever again.
Yeah, fuck Todd.
I mean, there's no reason to trust him because he stepped out on his old lady, but there's even less reason, because then it's not being honest and coming clean. It's admitting to being caught.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I'm making like extreme stretches here. Like the corn syrup is going to come out of Mr. Armstrong any second now. I've got it stretched way out, but that's where I was. I don't know. I was in the sun.
Episode.
I was in the sun for 8 fucking hours. So
yeah, maybe that's what's going on. Were we all baked?
Mm-hmm.
Like, were we literally like we were microwaved today?
I mean, look at me compared to you guys. I'm not even the same color as you guys.
Oh yeah, dude. I have bright white lights on me right now to like.
You can see me. I don't tan. I burn. Like my forehead is almost red as an apple.
Yeah.
Does that help? I'm over here being racially ambiguous. I've got the bright white light too.
I don't know.
I'm thoroughly cooked. Yeah.
I think though we should pause on this, and I'm gonna save this, and I think we should pick up on this on the next episode and keep going, because I'm, regardless of what happens with it, I want to hear the rest of it. And I know we've already got like an hour or something going here. Yeah. But you guys cool with that? Like,
that sounds great.
All right. Well, come back on the next one and we'll dig into this a little bit more. It's just fascinating regardless, you know.
We'll roll tape.
$189 a piece, and we'll go there.
After my tangent, I don't think they want me to go.
Oh yeah. You need Tyler in there asking these things.
Okay? I feel like I had you on the rebound there, buddy.
Yeah.
You know, you made
I just don't like shit on it because I didn't fucking get it. That's not fair.
No.
I just didn't get it. I've obviously been drinking. Yeah. There's all kinds of shit I don't. Dude, I didn't understand half of the shit the guy on the video was saying. But I'm sitting there like, UFOs? You know? Wow. You know, anyway, you guys out there.
This all could also be, you know, a nice little distraction from the fact that, you
Hunter
know,
Biden?
Tony Montana's hanging out in the White House.
It's sad. Enjoy a refreshing Coke.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Have a Coke and a smile, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's all about reading between the white lines.
Nice.
All right. So, unless our show gets just, taken off the air completely, we'll see you on the next one. Take care of each other.
Mwah.
See you guys.
Wait and see if we get
When did you change your volunteer upgrade?